Okay, well, welcome to Garrett's Don't Care podcast, episode number 2. I'm your host, Jeremy, and this is my much older and uglier brother, Dick. Let's go. What's up, Dick?
What's up? But at least I'm the smarter one.
Why do you agree, Galen?
Why should I not agree?
You guys are a bunch of assholes. So, episode 2, hopefully we got this video up and running and it's working. Episode 1 we didn't have running because producer Caleb
Shit the bed.
I shit the bed, okay guys? I shit the bed.
Yeah.
We've got camera now, we've got audio, we've got everything.
And you know what? No matter what happens, episode 1 was the best episode we've ever had. So, and we don't have proof.
No, we have audio proof.
Well, yeah.
So
There's that. So we're going to go into, what do you want to start off with, Dick? What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about the fans in the stands.
So
Allowing them back, I should say.
So basically this podcast, I mean, like we said in episode 1, it's not a sport talk radio, it's a sports shit talk radio. So we're just going to talk massive shit about everything that's going on in sports and then random shit along otherwise. So Texas said that they were going to allow full stands. Is that correct?
in some capacity.
Or
So-
close to it. Close
I
to
know
it.
it was baseball.
Baseball will allow full fans at Arlington Stadium, which is the home of the Texas Rangers.
So Rangers are expecting full go, but so when we started this pandemic, UFC said, "Hold my beer. We're going to do what the hell we want, right?
Make a fight island.
We're going to go buy an island, and we're going to start stuff." And it worked out. I mean, if anybody in any other sport disagrees, you're a douche canoe. Because I have my opinions about Dana White. Like I said, I was telling you guys before the show started, I would be that dude's friend right now. Would I work for him? Nay. Not at all. But 1 year later, Texas says, we're going to have all kinds of fans and domes, stadiums, whatever. And Dana White goes, hey, I'd like my next UFC in your state. What do they say, Caleb?
Nope. Dallas said no.
What the hell?
So
That makes no sense.
Please, someone please explain it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't...
So much money to be made. You're going to allow all these players in baseball. What's the difference between having them in baseball and having them in UFC? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Why you wouldn't let them? Why would baseball get preferential treatment towards UFC? Fans are fans, period. Doesn't matter what sport it is.
And I'm glad you explained it that way, because now, to me, it means the MLB is trying to be like, no, let me try something. Let's try to trump Dana White. But here's what Dana White then's going to be like, I'm going to buy fucking Pluto, and then we're going to have our first fight there. He's going to trump you. Because who 1 year ago said that we're going to have fights? And not only was Dana White like, not only am I have this big dick energy, not only am I not going to buy an island, before I buy this island, I'm going to go to Florida and bully them. If you guys don't remember, he went to Florida first.
Yep.
And had fights.
At the Jacksonville Veterans Coliseum.
Yep.
So why can't he do this in Texas?
It makes no sense. Why can't you do it? But not having fans in the stands in UFC, it doesn't bother me because as a fan watching it at home, it is such a better experience. Watching without fans, here in the corner, hearing the announcers. The fighters can hear the announcers. It's like old Rocky. You can hear him just beating the meat.
Whoa! Party just got
Beat the meat.
The party just got started.
Yep.
Sounds like
So
you just
you
hit
could hear
those
'em-
slabs of cow.
You could hear
You
them
just hear them just beating the
Beating
crap
the-
out of each other.
beating the meat.
It's
They can beat. They beat the meat.
it's
Came
just
out
a
of your
such
mouth.
better experience watching it at home. I understand fans want to be there. I understand they want to make money, but from a fan at home, it's just such a better experience without the fans. And
So-
fans.
To two people that's never fought in any sanctioned
Sanctuary.
sanctioned fight,
I'll sanction.
what would be your guys' opinion? Because like, I would want the hype of fans, but if I was fighting someone with no fans and their cornerman's like, "Yo, do a 2-3, go for the leg," like, then you know. So, as a fighter, what do you think all the fighters want to do? Because you can hear the cornerman saying like, "Go for this, go for that," but then you also want the hype, the adrenaline rush. What would you guys want? You think if you were a fighter?
I think they would rather feed off the fans.
Oh, I got my opinion.
So, I'm gonna look at it two ways. I'm gonna look at it as the Amanda Nunes way, where she's the fucking champion and female GOAT, and she wants the fans because the fans basically are going to basically go nuts when she knocks some chick out.
Do you understand Amanda Nunes can beat up 100% of the female population and probably 73% of the male population?
Probably.
She will fight someone in a garage or on the Taj Mahal.
So I'm going to go with that, where she wants the fans, but then you've got. I'm going to go with I forget what his name was in Tyson's Punch Out, Glass Joe. I'm going to go with Glass Joe's approach.
You brought it back to 1984.
And it's wonderful.
Oh,
Mike Tyson's Punch Out was
was
amazing.
I will hook it up right now and play.
But you
Absolutely.
got Glass Joe, who's got like a 1-99 record. He's the first fight on the preliminary card. He don't want the fans there because he sucks. He wants to basically go in, get paid, get out. Or you got the new guy who basically hasn't earned the fans yet, and it's not his turn yet to get the glory of being in the fight game.
All right, talking about earning fans. Do you think Aljamain Sterling gained fans or lost fans?
I would say lost fans.
I'm gonna say he lost fans, but then again, I'm gonna go glass half full on it because you've got people like John Jones backing him, saying, "Good job, dude. You got your money." You got people like Khabib who said, "We heard exactly what he said. I don't blame the guy for not fighting anymore." But then you've got the diehard fight fans who are like, "Dude, you just took the coward's way out."
Absolutely.
So it's
You
like,
shouldn't have that mentality as a fighter. No fan wants a fighter that he roots for to have that mentality to where, well, I'm just going to take this belt. I'm going to take this money.
And I mean,
You wanna earn it.
I give him credit that he didn't want to have the belt put on him and all that kind of stuff. And he took the belt right off as soon as they got done announcing him.
Respect.
But at the same time, you're at your house 2 hours later having an after party.
I have a mixed emotion. A lot of people think that I would agree with everything you guys just said. Being kneed in the face.
It hurts.
I don't know if you guys know this. It hurts a little bit. So, even if he felt like he could go, he could have had that thing where something could have been knocked loose and then the slightest thing could have went wrong. Now,
Okay,
devil's advocate. He was losing. Did I take this way out? But I listened to Believe You Me podcast, which is hosted by Michael Bisping, and he's like, listen, no matter what he did, if he thinks he couldn't go or he thinks he could have gone, but he didn't know, and then people are giving him shit. Has it been 8 minutes, Caleb?
Yes.
Okay.
We cussed before then. So.
Okay. Well, shit. Okay. So, and people were giving him shit about celebrating, but Michael Bisping may have had the most brutal knockout on the face of the planet in UFC history when Dan Henderson,
UFC 100.
I thought his skull detached from his spinal cord, and then Dan Henderson came back down and gave him another one.
Yep.
And Michael's Bisping said, I woke up, didn't have a clue. Next thing I knew, I was in a room full of friends. And they threw me a party. He was like, what am I supposed to do? Hey, guys, I don't want to drink this alcohol and eat this food I couldn't eat for 3 months.
Yeah.
You're going to party. So,
He's going to.
here's the thing. They're going to fight again.
Oh,
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. I understand. Okay, you won it by this. You couldn't go. That's cool. You say you couldn't go. I'll take your word for it. But he also came out and said that he don't think Peter Yan should run it back.
Who said that?
Aljamain did?
Aljamain.
Aljamain said
I didn't hear that.
I heard he
He
wanted
said
to
it
run
at
it back.
one. He said it at one point. I don't know if he's came back on that. But at one point he said he don't think they should run it back.
Oh, damn it.
Either
If
way,
he doesn't run it back, then I mean that's a whole different story.
if he doesn't run it back, then he needs to go far, far away. But I don't.
He may have run it back because he got a bunch of backlash for it. But originally, I read an article where he said he didn't want to run it back. He said he didn't think he needed to.
I'm pretty sure they're either going to run it back, or if not, Dana's going to strip him of the title. Because Dana...
I just think they'd run it back, call it a day. Whoever wins, wins. Cool. But
All right, well,
then again, you've got Cody No Love out there saying he wants the next fight, and then you got TJ coming back who wants the next fight as well.
yeah, but the way this one ended, I mean, I just feel like you got to run it back.
You got to run it back.
You got to see who really wins.
Yeah. And I'm pretty
You
sure
don't really know who won
Dana's going to run it back no matter what.
all right, well,
because Jan was winning the fight.
what about? Did anything come out? Khabib said he heard the corner man, Peter Yan,
Yep.
saying knee him.
Yep.
Is anything came out saying that that didn't happen?
Nope. It's been clearly heard. You can UFC's YouTube actually has it out there where you can see it. You can hear him say it.
Yeah, if he doesn't get rematch, then Dana White is a ruthless son of a bitch. He's going to say, all right, well then we're going to put you somewhere where you're not going to win regardless.
Yeah.
But I see a rematch.
There needs to be a rematch.
Absolutely.
And I think it needs to be as quick as possible too. Honestly.
Can we talk about what doesn't need to be reran? Anybody know what I'm talking about? MJ versus LBJ.
Oh, Space Jam. Yeah. Good God. We're waiting. This has been talked about for the past 12 years now.
It's been a couple years.
They've been in production forever.
I was gonna say, weren't they in discussion back when he was with the Miami Heat?
They were in discussion with that, and he's been with the Lakers for 3 years now.
And he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers for 4 years.
Well, don't you guys know that LeBron James is the queen of the NBA?
I never knew that.
Whatever he does goes, okay?
I'm sorry. There's only one Michael Jordan, and there'll never be another Michael Jordan. Just like there'll never be another Wayne Gretzky, and LeBron James will never be anything but LeBron James. He'll always be in Michael Jordan's shadow.
I mean, there's a bunch of different arguments for that.
5 rings.
I understand he's only got 4 rings right now.
No. Michael's got 5.
Michael's got 6.
6.
Oh, he's got 6. He's got
He's
6
6-0.
rings. Yeah.
But here's the argument say LeBron wins another one. That would be 5, and he's been to 11. You can't tell me going to 11 isn't better than going to 6. You can't tell me that.
5 and 6 is a losing record.
Why?
I understand it's a losing record.
Why?
Because
He had to jump 84 teams to get there.
See,
He did it with one team, back to back to back to back to back to back. He had to jump and go and recruit who's the best? Who's the best?
So you're saying you would rather lose in the playoffs than be in the championship?
Right. Ask Michael.
I'm just asking.
Michael,
I'm
come
asking
on,
you a question.
Michael.
You would rather
Michael,
lose in the playoffs?
Be the first podcast.
I'm just asking you a question. Answer the question. Would you rather lose in the playoffs than be in the championship?
Then lose the championship? Yeah, it'd be less heartbreaking.
So you'd rather not even have a chance to win a title? You're saying it's better to not even have a chance to win the title?
No, see, you ignored exactly what I just said.
No, I didn't.
No,
He had to jump.
Question.
How many?
You would rather lose in the playoffs
Cleveland
than make it to a championship?
to Miami, to Cleveland, to LA, and had to recruit every single time. He had to recruit. Michael Jordan goes, "Who's on my team? All right, got you. Hey, if you're not showing up,
Michael Jordan had 2 top
You
50
go
of all-time
somewhere.
players on his team.
No.
Why?
No. Okay,
Why?
Hang on here. So,
Why?
LeBron James.
I'm saying Michael Jordan's still the best of all time right now. I'm not even arguing that. But but you tell me you would rather lose in the playoffs than be in the championship to have a chance to win the championship.
You're ignoring
does that even make any
everything we
sense?
just said."
So, my argument is he goes to Miami when LeBron James does. He goes to Miami when they already had pretty much a stacked team because they had Chris Bosh, and
They didn't have Chris Bosh. They only had Dwayne Wade.
No, they recruited.
They recruited Chris Bosh,
Which they said they planned for 2 years.
yeah.
Which means he said that to Cleveland for the 2 years. He already had plans of going.
Yeah.
But had the big decision because he's a queen.
And then
Keep going.
and then he goes back
Because
to
the
Cleveland.
second best player was Larry Hughes and Boobie Gibson when he was in Cleveland.
Then why didn't he recruit to Cleveland?
Because nobody wanted to come to Cleveland.
Why? If he was
'Cause it's
the
Cleveland.
best of all time.
If
It was
he was
Cleveland.
If he was supposed to be the best thing since
What have they
Basketball.
What have they ever recruited to Cleveland
But,
in basketball
Okay, but then again,
since they've been a basketball team?
did you watch the Michael Jackson or not Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
that's a
Whoa.
totally different documentary,
Yeah,
buddy.
what are you going on?
Did you watch the Michael Jordan documentary?
Yes.
When he first went to Chicago was the dumps of the NBA back then.
Right.
They were the absolute dump.
But they drafted well. Tell me where Cleveland drafted well.
Cleveland didn't draft well because they have a dumbass of an owner called Dan Gilbert, who once again, like all Ohio owners, wants.
So what free agents came to Chicago?
Huh?
What free agents came to Chicago when Michael was there?
Dennis Rodman. He was a free
Okay,
agent.
one. Name another one.
What's that big old tall Polish guy that came there? I forget his name.
Hold on.
Kukoc?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Kukoc was drafted.
You're strengthening our conversation.
That the Bulls drafted better than Cleveland?
No, the Bulls.
He
were
played
able-
with the
You're talking
team
about-
he was given.
Yes,
Huh? Yeah, right. So they drafted better.
that's the whole thing. Well, who is
So
He
you
stayed
should,
with
so you
the
should blame
team.
it on LeBron because Cleveland didn't draft well?
Or you could blame it on LeBron that he was planning 2 years before he left to try to get the best in the league to even get a ring. Michael Jordan would have been like,
One was in the 80s.
first of all,
One was in the 2000s. It's a whole different NBA.
But the NBA,
Everybody moves everywhere.
But no,
Free agency's way different.
But-
They didn't even have a lottery until Patrick Ewing.
but here's
LeBron,
the thing is-
LeBron James, you could literally wave at him and he'd flop. Michael Jordan had elbows, knees, shins, foreheads thrown at him.
And also for Michael Jordan.
And he was much smaller.
And that's also where they came from, the star culture where they get all the calls. Was from Michael Jordan. Because he got fouled so much.
LeBron James threatened to not have a league last year unless they started calling more fouls on him.
But they don't call more
Which
fouls on
was
him. When you go to the last 2
recorded.
minutes, all these fouls
You're going
that
to tell
don't get
me-
called on him because he's so strong.
Did Michael... It's hypothetical, but could you ever imagine Michael Jordan calling the league and be like, if they don't... if you guys don't start calling more fouls on me, I'm going to have to not play in this league anymore? Never. Never. I honestly believe till this day...
Show me the article where he said he's not going to play if they don't call more fouls on him.
It was... There's audio.
He's never said that he's going to quit the NBA.
He said he was going to sit out.
He said he will sit out.
They still call less fouls on him. If you look at the last 2-minute reports,
hell.
if you go back and look at them, all these fouls that they call, they miss on LeBron. Just because he's big and strong, they don't call the fouls.
They don't call fouls on him.
Because he's big and strong. The average height of the NBA player is 6'7", 250 pounds. Because he's strong. No, it's because
There's
he's
a
a
million
giant...
articles out
LeBron James, you're not invited to the podcast. You're a giant vagina, and I hate you.
You're just mad because he left the team that you like. You can't be objective to it.
Okay,
About his skills.
let's go back to this.
We're talking about his skills. We're not talking about because you're mad that he left Cleveland.
Let's push the mic. How do you feel about him as a person? And go, Dick.
I don't like him off the court. I never said I don't like him off the court. I'm talking about his basketball skills as a person. I'm
What?
not talking about that. That's where I'm being objective. You're
Could
not
you-
being objective.
could
You're
you-
being because you hate him because he left Cleveland.
Could-
That is why you don't like him. You loved him when he was in Cleveland. I know you. You are my brother.
Go
You
to
liked him
go
at
to
Cleveland.
go to the years of my Facebook, Caleb, and say where I said anything good about LeBron. I hated him on the team.
Not from 2000. Not the first time he was there. You hated him the
Swear.
second time. You did not hate him the first time.
Oh, I
You
didn't
liked LeBron.
because you know why? I was on my honeymoon, and I can go get my wife upstairs, and I'd be like, he's throwing this. This is why I said he was playing it for 2 years because he straight up gave up. Gave up
For what?
in the finals against the Magic. He
Finals. They wouldn't play the Magic in the finals. They're both in the Eastern Conference.
he was in the he didn't make it to the
Eastern Finals.
yes, that's what I'm saying. He gave
He
up.
took Larry Hughes and Boobie Gibson to the finals. They were arguably one of the worst teams that's ever made it to the finals in their entire career of the NBA.
All right, there you go.
The rest of the team.
When has a Michael Jordan team ever been the worst in the NBA? Tell me, Caleb.
I don't know.
How many times has LeBron lost in the first round of the playoffs compared to Jordan?
He's 6%. What are you doing? You're embarrassing
How
yourself.
am I embarrassing? He lost many times in the first round.
You're
of the playoffs.
embarrassing yourself.
Yeah. LeBron has never lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Okay,
You wanna know why?
you want to know why? Because they usually the 6 or 7 seed, or they're the 1 seed playing 8 seed. That's why.
And Jordan wasn't the 1 seed?
No. If
You're telling me every year that he played with Cleveland, he was the 1 seed?
He had to go through.
most of the time, every year.
Let's talk about the teams they had to go. Chicago had to go through. Think about the teams back then.
Detroit
They were at
Pistons,
Yeah, he lost.
Boston Celtics.
LeBron in the
New York
Eastern
Knicks.
Conference was trash. You're talking about he played for a trash team. The whole conference was trash.
There was 4 years there where the Western Conference was it was a given. give that championship.
And
to
then
West.
Boston exposed them when they actually had a good team.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, uh-oh, better move.
Yeah, because it was that year that Boston had the Fab Three, or what the big.
So
three.
the big three. So you're making fun of LeBron going and making a big three, but Boston had
I'm
it.
making fun of any team. I make fun of any player in the NBA that chases championships. That's why I didn't like Tom Brady.
That's what the
this
whole
year.
NBA is now. Period.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why I don't follow the
This
NBA.
is why Michael Jordan does not even discuss the NBA.
Exactly, because back then
He doesn't discuss the NBA because he owns a team and he can't.
That too.
When has Michael Jordan gave any shits?
Because he owns a team. He is ever since he's owned a team, he does not talk about it like that because he can be fined and he can get it taken away from him just like any other owner can. He's not
and
dumb.
if he gets that taken
Michael
from
Jordan
him,
is not a dumb person.
and if he gets that taken from him, oh what?
Nobody said he would be hurting for money,
So he owns.
but he wants to still prove that he can do it as an owner.
Does he own the Charlotte Hornets or he is?
Sure, yeah,
Okay, I didn't know if he owned the Charlotte or Memphis. I can't remember.
yeah, Charlotte.
He played on Memphis.
Did you just shit?
No, he played for Washington Wizards.
Oh, that's right.
2 years. Just random 2 years at the end of his career for some random reason. He still averaged over 20 points a game, though.
I think he just wanted to see if he could still do it, honestly.
Like I said, I've never even said Michael Jordan is still my number one of all time. I'm not even discussing that.
My biggest
All I asked was losing in the playoffs is not better than having a chance in the championship. It's not.
No.
You cannot definitively say that. That makes no sense. You have a chance to win a championship. That is better than losing in the playoffs.
Is this because you're a Bengals fan?
Why would that have to do with Bengals? We never
Because-
even won a championship.
Yeah, because you went there twice.
No.
Does it make you feel better that you lost multiple years in a row in the first round? Is that what it is?
9 years. 9 years under Marvin Lewis.
No, he's butthurt.
No,
he's
0-7.
God.
We're only 0-7 under Marvin Lewis.
Now he's like,
Oh, okay, 7 years. You got into the first.
And it
round.
wasn't 7 years in a row.
It was 7 years though. Out
Right.
Of the
We were
9 years
definitely
that
0
Marvin
for
Lewis was
7.
your coach.
okay, who would be better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James in that wrestling b-ball league that's starting up?
LeBron. He's so much bigger.
No,
But he's also much pansier.
I'm gonna say if it,
So
okay,
hold on. You say he's
If it's
pansy here,
LeBron-
which I can say he does flop. I'm not saying he don't, but you're telling me if he played back in that, he wouldn't play to the strength of what the league is then.
Probably not.
He would just quit
Probably.
with all that skill.
Probably.
He doesn't know.
I wouldn't say you'd
That's
quit.
not even
I wouldn't say
common
you'd
sense.
quit, but he does not have the mentality.
It's a different mentality growing up then.
Okay,
He didn't play basketball in that era. How can you say he can do that? So how can you say he would do that?
Because not everyone got beat up as much as Michael Jordan did.
So you're saying now if Michael Jordan played, he wouldn't call for fouls from the refs? He did back then, but you're saying he wouldn't do it now.
Did you watch the documentary
I
about
watched the
Michael
documentary
Jordan?
and I watched Michael
He
Jordan.
literally would.
I'm old enough to watch. I watched all of Michael Jordan's championships.
He would literally swallow blood and look at the refs and go, "I know you saw that."
And throw his hands up. He did the same thing.
LeBron James
Everybody's
would be
always done
like,
it. Any
"You
star
need
has
to
done it.
admit me into the
Any star
nearest
in the NBA
hospital."
has done that.
I'm sorry.
The star mentality came from Michael Jordan.
I
And I love Michael Jordan.
clearly. No, LeBron. I can't stand that dude whatsoever.
Right, because he left Cleveland. You can't be objective.
I hated him in the first place.
Like, didn't. I've been around you.
I
my entire
had-
life. You hated him the second time.
Episode 3, Caleb. We're going back, and you'll see statuses are going. LeBron can suck my dick.
back to time.
Yeah. Proof. I 100.
Did you even have Facebook 12 years ago?
I had it since 2007.
Okay, so yeah. I'll be honest. I never liked the guy,
Either did I.
but no, I can be honest about it because I remember going to see him play in high school because he played his
St. James
St. Vincent, St. Mary.
St.
or
Vincent.
whatever it was.
They played in the state championship against Miami East, and I went to Miami East, and he pulled his pat, as they call it now, his patented run from behind and blocked the ball from one of our guys. And ever since then, sitting in the stands and hearing all the people from that area, that Cleveland area, go, "That's my boy! That's my boy! That's LeBron!" Ever since I heard that, I was like, I can't stand that guy. I'm sorry.
Okay, you saying that, but what does it have to do with him?
I can't stand him because of what he did. Because he knocked my team out of the state championship.
Right, so you have a hatred because of that. but-
No, well, that's different.
I mean, that's way different.
I hate him because
I can't.
You can be objective any which way. Like, technically, I should hate Joe Montana.
Because he knocked you guys out.
But I still think he's arguably the best quarterback of all time.
That's Tom Brady now. Even though I hate the guy, it's Tom
That's why I said arguably. Tom Brady's got 7 championships. I can't deny 7 championships, period.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what team you're on.
that's true.
But Joe Montana was just, he was the man.
Yeah. Well, and so it goes back to argument. If Joe Montana played in today's NFL, would he have a lot more? Same with Steve Young.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Joe Montana.
There's a different era. You saying Joe Montana wouldn't be smart enough to adjust to today's NFL?
No, I'm saying he would.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. LeBron
It's
would be able
more-
to adjust to this.
it's
back
more
then.
of an air game. Joe Montana would murder.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's just,
Well, 'cause
there's
they-
just a different-
Especially because NFL.
That's why it's everything's objective because you can't know because it's a completely different era. They play a completely different type of basketball. That's
And
how they were raised.
NFL's now starting to take the NBA and LeBron James approach and start recruiting because now, no matter what league you're in, players are starting to own it.
Yeah.
Well, people do that. They do that in high school now. They recruit to try to all go to the same college and stuff. It's just the era we're in now. We can't do nothing about it.
Pee Wee does it.
Right.
Hate to break it to you.
Pee Wee. I mean, high school does it.
I coach in Pee Wee.
Wayne High School went and got their coach for football in Florida.
Yeah.
They recruited their football coach from Florida.
Well, it's like, what's his name? John the blank, but he went to Bishop Gorman, which is that.
Who? Tate Martell?
Yeah.
He's awful.
Well, he was awful, but he was awful.
He won
in
4
college.
state championships in Nevada with Bishop
Yeah.
Gorman.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was able to win championships in Nevada, but the thing is that Nevada school was like an Ohio State playing a 2B school because
They were so stacked.
they had so many good players on that team. They still do.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, he went the transfer portal again.
Yeah. You know, he's a wide receiver.
I don't know what he is now.
It also proves that even no matter if you have the best recruit, because what's up, Duke? What's up?
They got COVID.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they though?
That was their 6th positive test.
Oh yeah, did they? Did they have it though? Is that a Michigan so we don't have to play Ohio State? They knew they weren't going to do shit.
Well, they
weren't going to win the whole tournament, so they weren't going to make
the
tournament.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not Coach K's mentality though.
Coach K is. Here we go, another overrated.
I'm a Kentucky fan, and I hate Duke more than I hate any team, but I don't think Coach K is overrated.
Coach K is not overrated.
It's all about coaching. I think more in college, it's more recruiting than it is coaching. Because if you recruit the best of the best...
I think now with the one and dones, it's a lot more recruiting. But you can't even say that because huge UK fan, all over my arm right here. Yeah. We had, the number 2 class this year?
Oh, they're trash.
9 and 16?
Can we not talk about that?
Hot trash is what we were.
Can we not talk
Hot trash.
Can we not talk about it?
We were so bad.
There you go. Kentucky.
Permanent. I have it right here.
Like
we were so bad.
Like we said,
this is the first time since I believe it's 75, 76 that Kentucky and Duke won't be in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Since 6 years before I was born. I'm about to be 40 this year.
I'd rather suck than make excuses.
Oh, we sucked.
Michigan football. You sorry. I mean, like I said, we're both from Kentucky, so we're a little butthurt.
We were bad. So bad.
Yeah. And we found out that our mother is our dad's niece.
Oh.
Earlier, so.
Good segue. Good segue.
No, it ain't really.
Not really.
It don't make us look good at all.
No. It's not the best look for this table.
No, it's not. So we're not going to get too deep into that. Or should we explain that? So we
should probably explain that a little bit than just saying that.
Yeah.
That
today's
horrible.
Yeah. Well.
Really bad.
Yeah. That looks like you got a lot of incest in your family.
So we have an uncle we have an uncle grandpa.
Why do you explain that in the first one though? If you watch the first episode, I explained that.
Oh yeah, did they watch the first episode?
No,
Caleb. Did they watch the first episode?
They better listen.
Or did they listen because you shit the bed? You forgot the camera.
Technically, the first episode, we didn't even talk about the camera. And the first episode, officially, of the Garrett...
The first episode of the Garrett's podcast, we talked about it.
Oh, that's true, we did.
Multiple times.
Okay, but the first episode of the Bourbon Cowboy, where we talked about it extensively, there was no camera at all, and we never even talked about the camera.
We don't talk about that episode.
That wasn't even an episode.
That was a pilot.
No, and it was a bad pilot because...
That was a test run.
The original co-host didn't know nothing about sports.
That's true, he did. Yeah. Sorry, you didn't.
We have an Uncle Grandpa. Oh, wow. We have an Uncle Grandpa, ladies and gentlemen.
If you want me to explain it again...
Go ahead, Dick.
That don't help either.
Our dad and his brother, within a month, married mom and daughter. Within a month. Same year. 1981. You want me to get exact?
He's nailing down the exact dates and months.
So technically, my uncle married my grandma first. So when they got married, technically...
This is going well. Keep going. We're already getting judged.
Right. So technically, after they got married, let's see, how would this go? That would be our step-grandpa, but he's our blood uncle.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm lost already. It's my family. Go.
So then, our mother would technically have been our cousin. I don't think it would be a niece. It'd be our cousin.
I stopped listening 30 seconds ago. I hope you're explaining this right.
So I think
just
episode 3 or episode 4, we need the Garrett's family tree just to see how many.
It's a branch. It's a branch. It's a branch. Okay. Just know we're okay.
No extra chromosomes that we know of.
We're okay.
No extra toes.
Don't.
We have extra nipples.
We're done. We're done. Nope.
We don't have extra nipples. Somebody has extra nipples.
Oh God.
What are we doing?
We seriously deviated from the whole sports talk right to us.
To extra nipples.
He segued into this,
He just segued into the Uncle Grandpa.
and I had to explain it again
And then you went
because he was trying to go away from it without explaining it.
And then you
Something about a niece.
And then you went down the path of extra nipples. After I just said we have an extra toe, and you went like.
You decided wanted to do with extras.
I just said extra toe. That was it. One. You didn't have to go down.
I went with one extra nipple.
You know, everyone that watches this is going to be like, Jeremy's not going to shut up. I just let you guys go for maybe 6 minutes. And you all made me that much smarter. So I want to say thank you to the both of you.
Nothing makes you smarter.
I want to say thank you to the both of you. And just for how dumb this podcast sounds. How dumb is ESPN for signing Skip Bayless to a $32 million contract?
That was not ESPN. That was Fox.
Was it Fox?
It was Fox.
I thought it was ESPN.
So he's not on First Take anymore?
Skip Bayless hasn't been on first.
No, he hasn't been on.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't been on
Yeah, it was
ESPN for a
Fox. It was
while.
undisputed.
Yeah.
But I thought, so that makes more sense. I mean, it don't make sense.
It don't make any sense to pay him.
But it doesn't make.
It makes no sense to make him $8 million a year. Period.
This just proves to all the young people out there in the world that you could suck at your job
Horribly.
and be the highest paid.
The only person who knows paid higher is Stephen A. Smith, which is just
But that's
as
not
bad.
Fox.
But I'm saying that's higher paid as a personality.
Did you almost vomit on the mic?
Huh?
Did you almost vomit
Almost.
on the mic?
But it didn't happen.
Stephen A. just got a huge contract.
$10 million a year. I don't remember how many years
But that
it
was for ESPN.
Yeah.
But that was for First Take.
Either way, do you like Stephen A?
I don't like Stephen A. or Skip Bayless.
Can't
I wish
stand
they would
it.
fall off the planet.
Yeah.
They don't make any good rational decisions or
No.
hot takes on anything.
I don't believe
just
they even
spew vomit about nothing.
I honestly
But
think
people tune into it because of how stupid their takes are.
I think it's
And that's
like
why they make money.
I honestly think it's like the government. They just be like, hey, just do what's popular and do a take on that, even if you don't believe it. I don't have that in me. I literally am going to tell you on a mic my opinion.
I'm not going to agree with you. No.
We almost just fist fight right now over LeBron James because he's a giant vagina and he thinks he's Queen James, and that's fine.
Yeah, I like his basketball. Don't like him as
Did
like him as a person, but
Were you guys gonna have a fist fight or a fist fit?
Well,
we won't have a fight. My dad would have a fit.
well,
We'll get to that later.
yeah.
We'll have a good picture about that later.
Oh, I don't
The
even
picture
know.
I just took from the duo. Did you forget about that?
Oh yeah.
That screenshotted?
Yep.
Yeah.
Our dad's not okay, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
It's his 40th anniversary, and he's had a little too much vodka today.
yeah, it's in my 40th.
My,
God forbid
my 40th this year.
I don't.
Not anniversary, but birthday.
I was gonna say, good God, you've been married 40 years.
Hey,
You're
let's-
turning 40.
So speaking of if you have talent or not, my dude, Pat McAfee. Listen, he's the man. I don't know what your guys' opinion on. He's the dude.
How could you not like Pat McAfee?
So
Well, I know one person that don't like Matt McAfee. It's the CEO of ESPN.
ESPN is now not allowing anyone to interview or talk to him. Was it on air or
On air.
Yep, on air.
on air to talk to him?
They're that scared of his podcast.
That's scared of his sports show too.
Yeah. Pat McAfee is Pat McAfee. Come on the show. We'll have you. We're Did we get that on? Did we get that?
I,
That audio?
honestly, it just looked like you had like a mini
Tourette's.
There's dogs
Little
and
Tourette's or something.
there's dogs and children that may or may not be getting beat upstairs. So CPS, PETA, it's okay. It's just a gimmick. That's not really happening up. Pat McAfee is the man. Like, you can only strive to be like the Walmart version of the Pat McAfee show.
I'd be okay with the Walmart version of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, we're let's strive to
he's
be
the
the
shit.
let's strive to be the equate
Equate
version
version.
of Pat McAfee.
I was gonna say, could we be like the Dollar General version?
I could be Pat McAfee. Who would you say you were?
Diggs.
Diggs?
Or no, COVID Cowboy.
COVID cowboy?
You know,
I don't. Whatever. I mean,
that makes me AJ
well,
Hawk.
nah.
you could. Yeah, you could be AJ Hawk.
I'd give him Boston Connor. Diehard sports fan of his team, doesn't care what anyone thinks about him, and will always die for him.
And you just lowered his IQ 84 points.
No, I'm not saying he is Boston Connor.
Boston Connor, come on the show. We'll have you.
I'm saying Boston Connor will die for the Patriots. He will die as a Patriots fan, as a Boston fan, Celtics fan, anything. He will die as a fan of them. Where that's your brother when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals and UK. You will die as a fan. He don't care what people say about him. He don't care how they are. I mean, he's gonna go for it. That's what I meant by it. Not insult his intelligence at all.
Oh, I know he's gonna go for it. When we were younger,
Oh boy.
yeah. This ugly son of a bitch right here wore FUBU jerseys and dyed his hair blonde.
What's your point?
There's no.
You also wore knee-high black socks and running around.
Man. Oh man.
I wore knee-high black Nike socks. All right.
Look like you're a 90-year-old man.
I wasn't in the insane clown posse. Okay.
No, he was in the R. Kelly posse, just peeing on people.
I may have peed on people, but I didn't know it.
Oh,
You didn't know it?
Yeah, I wasn't R. Kelly. I didn't know.
What's your
It
mullet?
was you. You shit. Who pooped? Who let a fluffy? It was you, wasn't it?
Just because you're behind the camera doesn't mean we can't tell them what you're doing over there.
I would claim it. I would claim that one. That was a good one. That was like your Fruity Pebble one from earlier.
I mean, it was rotten vegetables, Fruity Pebbles. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
It was stuck in your brother's teeth.
Yeah, he said he could taste it. How'd it taste?
Oh yeah. We can talk about weird shit like that. Because the first
I
episode,
can bring up some pictures.
y'all,
Oh dear God.
we can throw some pictures. I don't give a shit. I'm secure. You gave me shit about being in an academy and having to shower with dudes. But we all mentioned to forget that you've seen more dicks than anyone in this house combined.
Well, his name is Dick, so.
What do you...
My job.
So he gave... Hold on. He gave me shit because I had to...
You're looking-
I had 8 minutes to shower and shave with dudes.
I haven't seen any of my coworkers, Dick.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. That made it better? So if I have...
You're the one looking at your coworkers.
If I have
mean,
seen 5 repeated dicks for 11 weeks, but you've seen 1,000 different shapes and shades of Peters in your career, what? Like, so
But, I
you're
mean,
making fun of me?
Yeah.
because it's his job, because he has to have strip searches once in a while.
I had to go through the academy to see 6 to have a job. His job is to look at Peters.
Yeah, but I don't, openly talk about that. Hey, I was in a shower with men, like you did. You openly
You know
talked
why?
about
You
hey,
know why?
Hey, I was in a shower and saw Peters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why? Secure. I saw Peters.
You opened the door and kicked it down at the same time. I'm just saying.
So
You sounded excited.
Someone
you
who-
sounded excited about it.
So someone who says, yeah, I've done that, and someone who hit it and we found out, he's like, oh yeah, I may have seen 8,500 dicks in my life. True or false?
8,500. That's a little exaggeration.
How long have you been at your place of employment?
12 years.
There's how many days of the year?
There's only
365?
yeah, but you don't work every day.
No. So 300?
It's like 250 working days a year.
252.
252. See?
You've seen more than one dick a day. See, when you're not good. You see, oh, hell. This is supposed to be sports
Depends on where
shit
you
talk
work.
radio, and we're talking about dicks.
You brought this up.
You brought it up.
You're the one always bringing up shower scenes.
Okay, different shades of dicks and all that. So, how about Tiger Woods
Oh.
broke his legs?
He didn't break his leg. He shattered his ankle and compound fractured his leg.
Is there
and he
any?
was unconscious.
Is there any way, Caleb, that you could slime your way through somehow and tell him to maybe at least tee off one time in the next 3 months, and then we could put money on it that he's going to tee off at least and make mad money?
In 3 months?
And we'll tell him we can give him 10% of the
In
cut.
3 months?
Yeah, it don't matter if he wills himself out. If you can get a hold of like a manager, something, and be like, just tell him to swing a club, hit a golf club. If it goes 3 feet, we can make money in Vegas saying that he's going to tee off in the next 3 months.
I don't think he'll tee off in the next 3 months.
I don't think he's going to tee off ever again.
I think he'll tee off sometime.
Really? Yeah.
What I'm saying
It might be the senior PGA Tour.
if you get a
But-
if you get a hold of
He'll
it,
tee off again because he'll want to make that comeback. He don't want to end it like this. But I don't think it'll be in the next 3 months.
what I'm saying is if you get a hold of his manager, even if it's in a wheelchair, hey, Vegas odds have you
That dude-
teeing off in the next 3 months is probably like
2000 to 1.
maybe. That's cutting it short.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, just go out there in a wheelchair and go, boop. Oh, I can't do it. 10% though. Well, he don't need the fucking money.
No, we don't. You know how much money that dude's made?
I mean, honestly,
And he's made so much more in endorsements and everything else compared to than he made. He bought, what was his house, like $85 million? He bought that with just his tour money. That has nothing to do
Is that it?
with all his
That was
investments.
it.
That's it.
That's it.
85 million.
I know. Like I've always told myself.
I thought he was good at golf.
Well, see, here's my thing is
I always thought he would pass old Jack Nicklaus, but
No,
it's definitely not going to happen now. Not with that.
Ain't that the dude who played Joker in Batman?
no, that's Jack Nicholson.
Yep. That's what sports
Jack
talk shit
Nicklaus.
radio. That's how we roll.
Jack Nicklaus.
Well, you.
Like,
Speaking
honestly,
of Arnold Palmer makes a good drink, though.
he does.
They do have a spiked one now.
They do.
You also know who makes a good mean drink?
You.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Proxim.
What are you sipping on right now?
What we're sipping on, Chattanooga whiskey. I'm telling you, if you a bourbon fan, check it out right now. It's delicious. Big man over here doesn't even drink it straight, and
I can't.
He agreed.
Choose not to.
he agreed.
It's good though. It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's top notch. What's not top notch
Oh boy.
is the
You?
Cincinnati Reds. And episode 3, it'll be me. You keep laughing, it'll just be me on a cell phone.
Yeah, because we know you're great with electronics, and that'll get out. There won't be an episode.
Oh,
3.
by the way, ladies and gentlemen,
How'd that go with the laptop and the notes for episode 1?
so here, I apologize for episode 1 and 2. I had all kinds of equipment coming in. I was thrilled. I'm like, I'm getting this shit rolling. Nothing worked out. I was like, well, since none of my mics, none of the equipment, nothing came through, I'm going to get my laptop going.
How'd that work? Pretty sure it's sitting over
You
here.
you saw me being quiet because you know I was getting pissed at myself.
Pretty sure it's sitting over here, not working.
My laptop is over there next to Dick, not working. Nothing worked. Nothing worked out. So all this hype of, hey guys, tune into my podcast. Episode 1 and 2 are going to suck giant dick, okay? I promise it's going to get better. Equipment's coming in. We're going to get better. Hopefully better than the Cincinnati Reds are going to be this year.
Cincinnati
Pitching's
Reds won't
good.
be better until they get rid of Joey Votto. That's just a waste of
That
money.
is the least of their problems.
Well, he's a waste of money. I'm sorry.
Their pitching this spring is, they got like ERA of like 6.8.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I thought my Red Sox.
I think the only team with the worst run differential was Seattle.
Did you hear what he said?
What?
My Boston Red Sox. This kid.
Can you go over there and quit talking?
Where were you born?
Ohio.
Raised?
Ohio.
How?
So,
Pittsburgh,
okay.
Boston.
All right, so let me break it down to you. Let me let the people know how my fandom breaks here. So
Bandwagon?
huh?
What?
Oh, so
We have suffered.
I was
Bengals, Browns, Cavs, Reds.
I suffered as a Red Sox fan because I am not a bandwagon Red Sox fan. I was a Manny Ramirez fan when he was with the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians decided.
You know that's not in Boston, right?
Hey, would you let me finish?
Okay, keep going.
Cleveland
So you're not a
Indians
Boston fan, you're a
mistreated
Manny
him.
Ramirez fan.
Huh?
So you're not a Boston fan, you're a Manny Ramirez fan.
I was a Manny Ramirez fan, and I was a Cleveland Indians fan at the same time when they had Jim Tomei as well. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just a bandwagon fan because
Yeah, all he's talking about is a bandwagon fan because he's going to Boston now.
Who is?
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Anyways, they got rid of Manny Ramirez, treated him bad. You know, the dude literally was a great baseball player. Goes to the Red Sox. Red Sox sucked for I don't know how many years when he's on that team. They finally get Kurt Schilling, who God knows I can't stand the man, but he can pitch a mean baseball. And they got David Ortiz, who I don't care who you are.
I like the guy.
David Ortiz is the fucking man, especially when he said, "This is our fucking city." After the Boston Massacre bombing. That was fucking awesome.
And he got stabbed in like Cuba.
Yeah.
Dominican Republic.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Okay.
It's two different countries.
That's what I was saying. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an educational podcast.
And the education does
Cuba
not come close.
and Dominican Republic, not the same. Keep going.
So, I became... he said he's going to blow it on your
How
face.
can you be a grown man and puff on Fruity Pebbles?
It's cherry now.
It's
remember?
green apple. It's
Oh,
grape
green
apple.
That's right.
No, that was Apple Jacks. Whatever. Keep going.
So obviously, you know, he became a Boston fan. He became a Boston member. I became a fan of them. Like I said, they sucked for I don't know how many years until 2012 when they won the World Series. That was their first World Series in like over 100 years. So and then obviously since then they've been up and down, up and
Is
down.
he explaining what the word bandwagon means?
Uh,
Basically?
That's not really a bandwagon fan when you stay with them when they suck and then you keep with them even when they don't, when they suck even more. I mean, we had that whole season where we had our manager Valentine, and literally he was scum of the earth. I hated the guy. But anyways, so my other team.
How old were you in 2012?
Huh?
How old were you in 2012?
I'm 35 now. I'll be 36 this year. So
Old enough.
old enough, yeah.
So 24?
I don't know, probably.
26.
I suck at math, so
We
I'm born
we
in-
don't. We don't.
that's that extra chromosome.
Yeah, that's how we learned. In the womb, we were like, I have an extra one. That's 26.
So the other team, the Steelers, that, you know, obviously being an Ohio person, that's kind of, especially this region of Ohio, that's really looked at really bad.
Or anywhere else.
If you go to Columbus, there's a lot of Steeler fans, honestly. I've been there, I live there, so. But when I was younger, I grew up really poor. Parents worked all the time. Barely had enough money for anybody, just like you guys probably.
That'd be us.
Yeah. See, my mom, I forget, it was like, I think it was like 95 or 96, something like that. I asked for a football jersey for Christmas, just one football jersey. Didn't care who. I just wanted a jersey so I could be cool like all the other kids.
Would that be like our San Francisco starter jackets? That
Absolutely.
when neither one of us
were
like.
San Francisco fans.
No. But that's what we got because that was probably what was,
It was on
sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or Dallas.
So,
At least they went with San
San
Francisco.
Francisco's the way to go. Keep going.
So my mom buys me a Cordell Stewart jersey. I had no idea who he was.
Slash.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
So you weren't a fan?
Nope. Was
Okay.
not a fan. But
Got it.
became, But basically, because of the jersey, I was like, well, I guess if I have this jersey, I better know who he is and who he plays for. So I became a Steelers fan, and basically, have been a Steelers fan since then. Now there was
You became a Steelers fan because of Cordell Stewart,
yeah, I know.
and he's now on like Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Is he?
I believe.
How do you know that?
Whoa.
Okay. I have a wife
I'm
that
judging.
I'm judging because
you can judge all you want
How many TVs do you have in your house?
because
If she's watching that type of show, you can leave and go downstairs.
when you're in bed and she's like, "Can I turn on what I want?" and I'm like, "I don't care,"
You're not gonna fall asleep.
and she goes, "Hey, you know who Cordell Stewart is?" I'm like, "Yeah, he sucked. He played for Pittsburgh. He's trash." Well, he's on Housewives. I'm like, what? What happened? He hit rock bottom. I thought playing for Pittsburgh was rock bottom.
Well, is that really hitting rock bottom when you marry someone that's on a Real Housewives show? Cause,
When you are a professional athlete and you marry because they're rich.
Ryan Leaf. Just saying.
Oh, Ryan Leaf is doing great for himself right now. He's the one who's in prison.
After his prison stint.
We've all been to prison. You've been to
No.
prison. I've been to prison.
I have not.
Not as an inmate.
No, I know. I haven't been to a prison at all.
You wouldn't like it.
I would not. No. I don't
You wouldn't
want
like
Bubba.
it.
I don't want no Bubba. I'm sorry. I'm too pretty. But
So-
okay. So then
You just went there.
We're still going?
we're still going.
We figured out why you were a Pittsburgh fan. We don't give a shit else. Because of Cordell.
You're a
You
band-
could have
you're-
literally said, I'm
You're
a
a bandwagon Red Sox fan, and you're a fan of Pittsburgh because
Cordell Stewart. Not Joe Montana. I'm a
Montana.
Pittsburgh fan.
So
If you went on
So-
any
so-
sports show and be like, hey, so what made you decide to be a Pittsburgh fan there in Ohio? You'd be like, Cordell Stewart. They would be like, oh, we got to keep him on the air for a few more minutes because he's
special.
He's special. He's special. And now he's producing our podcast. Does that make us dumber?
Actually, it probably makes you smarter because
Does it?
I became a fan of the Steelers because of the jersey and who it was. I didn't care it was.
That
Cordell
didn't
Stewart.
help you. That didn't help you.
It does. Because how many,
That sounds like a woman.
how many other people?
Hey, why do you like Minnesota? They're
colors.
purple and yellow. That's what you just said.
No, I said I became a fan of them because if I'm going to wear a jersey of a team, does it make sense to sit there and go, well, I'm a Bengals fan, but I have this jersey? No,
What?
not really.
So you chose Pittsburgh because they're black and yellow?
I chose Pittsburgh because it was my very first NFL jersey. My very first
How old
NFL
were you?
anything.
How old were you?
Like 10.
Cordell Stewart.
I didn't know who he was. I didn't care. I just said, hey, it's an NFL jersey. I felt special because I had an NFL jersey.
So it's safe to say your mother set you up for failure.
No, not really. Because, I mean, since I've been a Steelers fan,
Oh, here we
we've
go.
won 2 Super Bowls. How many of you wanted to be a Browns fan? Oh,
0.
16.
What?
Yeah, 0-16 season.
Yeah, we did.
Bengals didn't even.
3 years later, guess what? Who'd we beat in the playoffs?
Yeah. We'll talk about that
Okay,
'cause
Pittsburgh, we could talk about the past. That's like Dallas. Oh my God, we got so many. How many? We haven't had a playoff win in 25 years.
Yeah. Well, so you got everyone's got fans like that because you've got Browns fans that are like, hey, we won so many championships. Okay, how many Super Bowls did you win? 0. But we got so many NFL championships.
That's like you saying as many championships you had that you weren't born.
No.
So-
No. I don't claim those 4. That was a different era. That's cool that they won those 4 with Terry Bradshaw, but I wasn't alive during those years, so I don't give a crap.
Because as trash as it is, Cleveland does have the most NFL championships. But you got to also realize, I don't say that. I say, I've been miserable my whole life. Dick. Probably, I mean, real terrible.
We have nothing since 1967.
Yeah.
The Iggy Shuffle.
No, that's the best thing that came out of Cincinnati. Is the Icky
Nothing wrong
Shuffle.
with Icky Shuffle.
He even sold his steaks.
Right.
That's
And they're delicious.
Met him at a dealership. He's ate plenty of those steaks. he has ate plenty of those steaks. So we're going to finish this off with, we found out John Kitna's story. Did you hear this story?
I have not heard this story.
John Kitna came out and said
He was on the Rosillo podcast.
He was in the huddle and there was an incoherent drunk teammate. He said, I will not say who it is, but Kitna played with the Bengals, 2001 to 2005. And he said he was clearly drunk. Didn't really affect his play, but he was drunk. And almost had, he said, I won't say who it is, but he almost had 200 yards receiving. Clearly a receiver.
Yeah. So that leaves. I can't remember who was the big.
So I was trying to go to Dick.
Somebody that, when I was listening to Mo Edgar and Tony Pike, the only one that could even come close to that, it was on the road, because they were thinking it's just somebody at home, because they also said he didn't. Normally on a game day, you're there 2.5 hours early or so, roughly. This guy would show up less than an hour before kickoff, too.
Oh, jeez.
So they were thinking it would be a home game because it'd be
Sounds
more
like
easier.
Caleb in this podcast.
But the only person that even had close to that was Hushmanzada in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So we don't really know who it is.
It couldn't be.
But I mean, Chad Johnson was known to not drink.
Chad Johnson was sober. He never drank any alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he don't drink.
Then, did he?
No, he's always said he don't drink.
He's always said he doesn't drink. Yeah.
But
As much
you
as
know
I
who
can't
does?
stand the guy because of his attitude.
trying to go through all the they went through all the box scores and everything else. That's really the only person that was even close. I can't remember what the yardage was that game, but that was in Baltimore. It was Hushmanzada, but we can't say that's who it was. He won't say it, but
Right.
I mean, there's only speculation. But he said it was a regular occurrence with this player too. Just showing up drunk and just showing up way later than what you normally would show up on a game day.
Sounds mean.
This was even before the
Sounds
Marvin
like a
Lewis
guy I
era.
want to hang out with.
Well, I mean, so if the thing is though, if it didn't affect his play, why does it matter?
He literally just said he almost had 200
Yeah. So it didn't.
yards
It didn't
receiving.
affect his game at all.
Can you imagine being drunk, hungover, anything like that, and trying to go over the middle in an NFL game?
Good God.
I can tell you right now, if my place of employment said you can come in drunk, and if you get the job done, I will succeed.
Yeah. I can see that.
You have to be at work at like 3 a.m. That's
Which
way
means
too early to
I
be
can drink
drinking.
till midnight and still be there. I got this going.
You don't do that now?
We're not going there. I have a place of employment. They know my name. They know my brother. I have never done that.
On the record, he's never done it, guys.
Never. So, fun facts.
Oh, we're doing the fun fact segment now?
How long have we been going?
About an hour and 4, so yeah, time for the fun fact segment.
Fun fact segment.
That's what we're calling.
Would you Google now?
I didn't even Google it. but you can Google it and see how good I am.
Oh, good God.
See, if I'm close, then you can't chime in. We're going to ask Dick.
Okay.
So, this is an educational podcast. We like to inform you guys of everything that's important going around in the world.
It was whale penises last time.
Whale sperm and penises.
But we did inform them that LeBron's a vagina during this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
LeBron, you're not the one that's allowed on this podcast. Anyone else, you can come. Delonte West, come on the podcast. We'll
Anthony
feed you.
Davis.
We'll feed you.
Do you want Unibrow Anthony Davis?
So, I do believe how much does a horse shit in a day? I believe it's 60 pounds.
60 pounds? I don't want to say it's 60 pounds.
If not,
I'm going to go with like a third of that, 20 pounds. That's a lot of crap. Literally.
is it close? Am I right?
Dick, what's your answer?
I said 20 pounds.
20 pounds? What's your answer?
I thought it was 60. I thought it was on Dirty Jobs.
He's closer with 37 pounds of feces and 2.4 gallons of urine.
Oh, you were closer by 3 pounds.
Still closer.
Everyone.
How much do they eat the crap? 37 pounds a day.
I told you.
How many pounds do they eat a day?
You thought I was way off. So we were literally, it was in between what... I swear I thought I saw in Dirty Jobs. You know, and that was a great show, by the way.
Hang on. So I had to read some more. So between the poop and the pee, they can generate up to 50 pounds of raw waste per day.
He didn't say that. He said how much do they shit a day.
Yeah, but if it's just shit, it's 37 pounds, and that's a 1,000 pound horse. And they can also produce up to 9 tons a year.
That's a lot of poo.
How
much do they eat a day?
As Jeff Goldblum said in Jurassic Park, that's a big pop of shit.
How much do they eat a day? Google how much I eat a day. Put it on the crap, 37
This is the
pounds
educational part of the podcast here. I was close. I swear, I thought it could have been a cow. It could have been... I don't know, a dinosaur.
a day. Dinosaur?
Maybe I was watching Jurassic Park. Maybe I wasn't watching... Maybe I wasn't watching...
You got your information from Jeff Goldblum.
I drink, okay?
200,000 calories a day, which
200,000?
That ain't bad.
typically that...
You said that ain't bad.
That's about as much as 100 humans.
So, a horse typically will eat about 15 to 20 pounds of hay per day.
Well, how do they crap 37 pounds in? They'd be losing weight every day.
That does make sense.
That's just hay. That's nothing. That's not oats or anything else that they would normally get on top of the hay.
Mice.
So do they do anything else during the day besides eat?
Poop. Eat and poop.
I almost regret
So
having this.
they're an infant.
Huh?
They're permanently an infant.
Probably.
Eat, poop, and sleep.
Okay, here we go. Found it out. Even got better. See, there's a lot that you can Google on these things.
Yeah, it's called Google.
So,
I'm glad you're the brains of this podcast.
A 1,000-pound horse who does light work will eat about 17 pounds of hay and about 3 pounds of grain
That's 20
per
pounds.
day.
That's only 20 pounds.
That's
How do
20
they crap
pounds.
37 pounds. They're losing 17 pounds a day.
I don't know. I'm just saying. That's what they're saying here.
I almost regret having the fun fact of the day because nothing's making sense.
From the fun fact of the day, a horse loses 17 pounds a day, so they don't just wither away to nothing every day.
I'm assuming that it's a combination of the food they eat. Since it's a high-fiber diet, it produces more waste than what the calories are doing.
So what you're saying is it multiplies in their stomach.
That's what I'm guessing.
That makes less sense than you guys wearing FUBU.
I don't... Dude, I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a horse farmer. I don't know. I'm just reading what Google's saying, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 2 of Garrett's Don't Care, and clearly
We don't care.
neither... What?
Huh? What?
None of us don't give a shit. Hopefully you do. This is probably the stupidest podcast on the planet, and I promise you it will get better. Stay tuned in to episode 3 when we actually have the equipment we need and don't sound like douchebags. See ya.
Tell them where to find us.
No, you...
Oh, fine. I will edit that in.
Again, I will do the producer's job and tell you where we... No, I can't. Where can they find us, Caleb?
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, DC Garrett's for Twitter. Garrett's don't care for YouTube and Facebook.
That was terrible. Goodbye.